Good morning, crafty friends. Happy Tuesday. I'm gonna have to get used to the days of the week this week because yesterday was a holiday, so we weren't in the office, and so this is technically my Monday, but it's Tuesday. So welcome. I hope you guys had a wonderful long weekend. We had beautiful weather here, except for a little bit of rain yesterday, and it happens to be raining right now. Hopefully that doesn't affect anything, but just a little more rain, no severe weather predicted for today at least. We have been hit quite a bit around here, so any day without tornado sirens is a good day. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Let me know, say hello as you are hopping on here today, and I'll say hi to a few people. It is the last Tuesday of May. Crazy, right? School is officially out here, so our kids' last day was Friday, and today is kind of their first day of summer vacation since yesterday was a little unusual with mom and dad both home from work, and so today is the first day of summer around here, and it'll be a little bit of a getting used to a new routine, but the last Tuesday of the month is also our kit release. So on the last Tuesday, we release a new card making kit, and today that's what I'm going to be sharing with you. If you have already checked your emails this morning, maybe even logged on and got yourself a kit, then raise your hand. Let me know what you think. If you're excited about this month's kit, I sure am. It is called Doodle Birds, and it's something a little bit different with our kits. So usually we lately have been exploring a lot of stamp and stencil and die combos and all the products that kind of work together in that way. And this month we decided to kind of go back to the roots of stamping and give you some really fun imagery that's designed to color. Whether you enjoy coloring with alcohol markers, or maybe you like colored pencils or watercolor pencils, all the different coloring mediums, these particular images will really lend themselves to whatever way you like to color. And if you don't like to color, then we have some samples to share with you that don't include coloring as well. You can emboss these images on different colored cardstocks. Heather did that on her fun projects, and I think they turned out really cute too. So there's something for everyone. And if you were here last week on Thursday, then you know that we launched the 32 new OLO marker colors last week Thursday. We had the I Want It All new 32 bundle, which sold out fairly quickly, but I'm happy to tell you it will be back in stock soon. So make sure you sign up for that restock notification on the Tailored Expressions website. And if you missed this announcement last week, then mark your calendar for Thursday, because I will be here live with Lori Craig. So Lori is a representative from OLO Marker, and she's going to be sharing with us all about OLOs and talking about the new 32 colors, how they fit in with the current colors, and kind of the color wheel where they fit in with that. And she'll be sharing tips and tricks for coloring. So you are definitely going to want to tune in for that. So should we get started taking a look at this kit? Let's see who's here today. Lisa says, ordered the kit. Her hand is up and waving. Christine, welcome today. Lori's here. Hi, Lori. Excited for Thursday. I know lots of people love to learn from you when it comes to OLO markers. So I am excited to see you on Thursday. Kimberly got her kit. Awesome. Nancy's here from Cedar Rapids. Hi, Mary. Hello, Sherry, Louise, and Bev, and Lauren, and we have Jeannie here, and Karen. Got everybody here today. Awesome. Well, again, I hope you had a wonderful long weekend, and I'm glad you're tuning in today. Let's take a look at some of the amazing samples that the design team has come up with using our Doodle Birds kit. Here we go. Yay, look at all this fun. You're going to notice some that include birds and some that don't include birds, because we have some other uses for you on these particular images. I'm going to start by moving some things out of the way, and we will talk about them as we go here. All right, let's grab these and this one. These are so, so cute. I am loving the imagery, these fun little birds in all different kind of positions. One of them is kind of singing and chirping. So, okay, let's talk our way through the kit itself. Lori said she was excited to see her cards made it with the mail holiday. I know. Whitney actually was still putting cards out while I was talking to you guys. So we got them in there first thing this morning when the mail arrived, and I am glad to be able to show them as well. So as you know, our kits come in these vinyl zipper pouches. They've got the pouch sticker on the front. If you want to be able to store your things, you can keep all of the kit contents together. So when you're ready to create, you can grab that pouch and have all of the coordinating items. I know some people do break the contents out from the pouch, and if you decide to do that, these pouches can be used for lots of fun things for traveling with your supplies. Okay, so the Doodle Birds kit is all built around the Doodle Birds stamp set. So there are 9 different birds in this set, and then you get one little extra stamp of some musical notes so you can make those birds chirp if you want to. And then to go along with the Doodle Birds stamp, you have the coordinating dies. So all of these stamps are individual images, as you can see when I turn them over. So I know a lot of our stamps, we do the kind of all together. You stamp them all, die cut them all. We decided to go back to kind of the roots of stamping, and you get to choose if you just want to stamp one bird, or if you want to stamp all the birds. You can of course set them up in your MISTI that way. And then you have all of the dies, which are tabbed together and can be separated to cut whatever bird you would like. Now we had to have a place for the birds to live, so we have the next stamp set is called Doodle Bird Digs, and this includes 2 cute little bird houses. You have a post that you can put underneath the birdhouse if you want a standing birdhouse, or we have a branch with some leaves along with a string that you can hang the birdhouse if you would like to do it that way. So those are pretty good sized birdhouses. The birds themselves will look nice sized right inside that circle opening of the birdhouse. But they are large enough to fit nicely on your A2 card without having to do a lot of adding things around them. And as with all of our kits, you get the Insider's Doodle Birds, and this is a pack of sentiments that you can put on the inside. You can see that fun font that is used. You're going to see a lot of these cards used on the front of the projects that the design team created, but these are designed to go with the bird theme. You have congrats on your new nest, congrats, that's something to chirp about, happy bird day to one impeccable friend, flapping by to say hi, and then a couple generic ones. We have you brighten my day and thanks for all the things you do, both big and small. So that is the Insider's Doodle Birds. And then to finish off this kit, we have the mini strips So Tweet. So these are, again, bird-themed sentiments that go well with those images. We have just a note. You can use those little musical notes. You're so tweet, home tweet home. You're my tweetheart, flying by to say hi, congrats lovebirds. A little birdie told me it's your birthday. That comes on 2 separate lines. And that was so tweet of you. So that is the kit. Those are the 5 items that come in the kit. And as always, we usually have some extras that can be purchased outside of the kit. So let me go along and show you those. Let's see, Karen's asking, what size is the bird hole as far as a circle die? So let me get my little ruler out here. If you want to cut a hole in here, you can. I'm not sure anyone actually did that in any of their samples, but it is a 1 inch. So that is the measurement of that. I don't believe we have a circle stacklet that small, so you might have to check one of your other die sets, something else that would be that small, or maybe you have a 1 inch circle punch that would fit into the center and you could punch that out if you desired. However, I think most of the samples colored that in kind of a darker color, almost a shadowed effect, because typically birdhouse would not, you would go into it and not go all the way through it, I think. So hopefully that answers the question though. It's a 1-inch circle. All right, so let's look at some of those extra things we have to add on to the kit if you want. So as always, you can add on extra packs of the Insiders panels. Those are sold separately, so you get 1 pack in the kit, and then you can add extras if you choose. Then we also have our Doodle Birds envelope seals. Let's take these out and look at them. I chose 2 of my favorite birds for the seals, and each pack comes with 5 little bird die-cut envelope seals. So a fun way to coordinate your envelope with the card inside, or you can even use these stickers on your cards if you choose to do that. I think they are potentially a little bit, nope, they are the same size, it looks like, as the actual bird stamp itself. All right, we'll put that back. So 10 envelope seals come in the package, and you get 5 of each design. Then if you want to be able to cut out your bird houses, you can grab these Doodle Bird Digs dies. They are available separately to cut out the branch. You have the post, the string, and the 2 bird houses. Now, we did not include this in the kit because you can still make beautiful cards without having to actually die cut these, and you can choose whether you want to add those or not. Then we have another fun thing that I love to add to our kit contents. We have these Doodle Bird scenes. So these are a foilet. They're toner printed if you choose to foil them. I will turn them, actually I'm just going to open them up and show you, because there are 4 different scene building panels in here. This one has a leafy surround, and you've got your branch kind of running through the center there. You get 3 each of the 4 different designs. This one is for your birds on a wire cards. So if you want to set those birds up on these, kind of pretending like they're wires where the birds would sit, and you can add your sentiment wherever you choose. Then we have this cute one that is for a bird on a little swing hanging from that leafy branch. And then the last one is the birds on a wire, the horizontal version of that, where you can, again, decide where you want to place those birds. And these are all foilable. And let me show you, now that we've been through all of the elements of the kit, let's go through some of the projects the design team created. I did forget to show you guys this. So this is part of the kit as well. As you know, we include our True Colors inspiration cards. There is something a little bit different on these. We did some OLO Marker combos on these. So if you have OLO markers, because these are often projects that get colored with alcohol markers, then we have put those OLO color combos on there for you to reference. And that makes this one a little bit more unique than what we have done in the past. I did mention that Heather, if you don't enjoy coloring, she is showing some really fun ideas using just cardstock with white embossing powder. So I'm going to share those with you first here. You can see what she did with these. She embossed them on many different colors of cardstock, cut them out, and then arranged them to create basically her own fun patterned paper. So that is super fun. I love this color combination that she used, so bright and cheerful. And then she did the same color combination and the same technique with the white embossed birds inside of that tree. So let me show you that tree, because I think I actually forgot to show this. This is available also outside of the kit. It's called Make Like a Tree, and it makes this large tree image that you can nestle your little birds in. So if you take a look at the actual die here, it has these little I guess these are cut lines, and they would cut just the top part of this scallop, and then the rest of it stays connected to your cardstock so that you can nestle your little birds down into the tree. And I think that's a really fun little detail. You also have little markings, dimensional markings for the leaves that make it look more realistic and fun. So that is the Make Like a Tree, and this one also is available outside of the kit. Now, if you do like to color, then check out this one where Heather used the same color combination that she used on her other 2 cards, but with this one, she colored those birds and added details using white gel pen. Her little cheeks have enamel dots on them, which I think is a really cute addition, and then the background is just created with that large branch stamp with stamped in sugar cube on the toffee cardstock. Super cute, right? Love it. Okay, let's take a look at some of those cards then that use the Insiders panels. So these were the Insiders panels that I showed you before, and I mentioned that some of our designers use them on the outside of their cards. So let's take a look at a couple of things here with those. We have this fun one. Actually, I think both of these were from Emily Midlowski. So she used our wavy stitch stacklets that was actually released last month with the kit, and it's available for purchase in the store if you didn't grab those wavy stitch stacklets. And then she foiled the sentiments, if I can get them. There's one in our lime zest foil, and then there's one in our Cookie Monster foil. And then she just colored those birds and added little heart die cuts around those sentiments. So another really fun way to use those Insiders on the outside of the card. Let's see, I think I have one more that I created using an Insider on the outside. So I decided to measure up and see if any of these sentiments would fit in the middle of the tree. So I cut a hole into the tree and then placed this "Congrats on your new nest" in the center of the tree, surrounded it with some hearts and a couple birds and a cloudy backdrop using one of our Build-A-Scene cloud stencil strips. So that's a fun one that I used quite a bit on these particular projects. All of the cloud products at the TE web store are really useful for creating that backdrop to whatever bird scene you have created. So that's the Insiders panels. Let's look at a couple of the cards that were created with the Foilet panels. So this is the panel that we're going to be using today. We're going to create this card together on the live. I had fun making this one. It's super easy, fun coloring technique. Of course, we're going to use the OLO markers today as well as on Thursday. So when Lori is here, I'll just give you a little kind of refresher today, and then she will get more in depth on Thursday. So this one uses that pre-printed panel. You can foil it if you want to. I actually didn't foil this one, and we're not going to foil it today, but if you want to, you sure can. But these are useful too, even if you don't foil. There is nothing wrong with just coloring them with the medium of your choice. They don't bleed with alcohol markers, so that makes them really easy to color and use without foiling. Then I gave Susan the challenge of using one of these panels with something other than the Doodle Birds. So all of the other items on this card, besides the Foilet panel, are not new. They are part of our collection. We have this set here, which is called Magical Moths. I think those are beautiful. They look like butterflies too. They're really pretty with that foil, and then she colored those leaves with the "Hello There" sentiment on it. I think that turned out so pretty. I love this color combination that she used too with the sour gummy cardstock here. That's this color card base, and the sentiment are sour gummy. So really, really pretty. So there you have a couple of projects with the Foilet scenes. Now let's just take a look at some more projects from the creative team. So this one, now I'm gonna show you bring in all the tree cards because this Make Like a Tree is just super fun. This one is from Lori, and she used those cute pink and orange birds just nestled right into the tufts of the tree. And then the background is the pierced clouds plate, which I think is also a great one to create. It's kind of hard to see. Hopefully there. Now you can see it when I get it up to the light the right way. You can see those clouds that are pierced into the background cardstock. Love that. Here's another one. These kind of look similar with the colors that we both chose, but I created this one just kind of nestling that birdhouse into the tree. And the bird is chirping, "You're retiring," and then on the inside I have "Congrats, that's something to chirp about." So a way that you can combine those mini strip sentiments with the insider's panels and create a fun retirement card. Then again, I gave Susan the challenge of using the tree with something other than the birds, and so she grabbed our Little Critters set and made this magical tree filled with a dragon, a yeti, a unicorn, a sloth, and a llama. I mean, when would you not find those 5 things together in a tree? I think this turned out super cute, and her "Have a Magical Day" sentiment is perfect for those magical critters. So another fun way you could do this, we've got other Little Critters stamp sets. We have one for the Christmas holiday, and then we have one for Halloween as well. So some other ideas of what you could put up in that tree. And then I love how Jill on this one kind of placed her tree off the edge and cut it off. So you have a little bit more space down here to add another bird. And she has her flying by to say hi. She also splattered that tree to give it some added dimension. And she added these red glitter drops as little apples in the tree, which I thought was a cute, fun detail as well. Okay, now let's look at some of the Doodle Bird digs. Jill colored this card using one of those bird houses, and we've got the branch with the string that's kind of holding that up. She used the rolling, I think it's called Rolling Hills die, and also that same piercing plate that Lori used, the clouds piercing plate, along with the clouds stencil to create that cloudy backdrop. So really fun way to incorporate the birds with the birdhouse and hang that from the branch. And here is another one from Lori. This one uses the foilet as well. So this one has the bird on the swing, and she foiled that with the gold foil and colored it, added the little notes, which I think this little bird is one of my favorite birds. I love how he's chirping, singing, and that would probably be my choice to include on about every card I create with this. That's the bird I keep reaching for. So yes, that is another cute one from Lori. Then I have a couple more from Emily. She used these on 2 mini slim cards, 2 lovey mini slim cards. I think these are so cute with the birds on the branch and a heart behind them. And you've got "You're My Tweetheart" and "Congrats Lovebirds." That would be a cute wedding card with the "Congrats Lovebirds" sentiment. And even for Valentine's Day, you could save that sentiment and do a cute little bird card for Valentine's Day too. So sounds like you guys think this one is super cute. As always, the creative team just knocks it out of the park. And there is something to appeal to every style, I feel like. Let's go ahead and get creating then. I mentioned that we were, let's see if I can find my card that I made. Where did you go? Here you are. Okay, so I mentioned this is the card that we're going to be making today. And I'm going to grab the panel. This is the pre-printed foilet panel. As I mentioned, I did not foil this, and I think that's a-okay. If you don't want to foil it, you don't have to. I'm going to be using the OLO markers. I think I grabbed almost, if not all new colors. Lori might have to verify that for me, but for the pinks, I have RV 1.3 and 1.5, which I know are new. We have the YG 1.2 and 1.4, O 1.3, and then we have B 0.2 and BG 0.4, and then I have O 4.3. So those are the markers that I'm going to be using to color the project today. We're going to start by coloring this, and I'm going to be using these two YG markers. These are the YG 1.2 and 1.4. And if I were to give you a TE color that best matches these two colors, it would be kiwi and dill pickle. So kiwi for the lighter and then dill pickle for the darker. So I'm going to start with the lighter color, and I am going to do what I call a flicking technique, starting at the base of each leaf and kind of pulling that marker upward to the outer edge of the image. And I'm not filling in the entire image. You certainly can. I find this technique to be really forgiving. If you feel like you're not, the best colorer, or you tend to go outside the lines, or you just want something quicker, Susan calls this her cheater coloring technique. And there's nothing cheater about it other than that it just takes a lot less time to come in and add these little flicks to the leaves and not feel like you have to spend your time perfectly coloring inside the lines for all of these pieces. I'm trying to get you guys a little closer in there and not make you dizzy, so I'm trying to move my hand around instead of moving the paper. But when I talk about coloring with OLO markers, you will often hear me talk about moving your paper, not being afraid to rotate your paper so that your hand stays in the most comfortable kind of motion, which for me, I like to pull up from the bottom and flick towards the top, as opposed to some people prefer to start at the top and pull down. So just kind of finding what your preferred motion is and moving your paper so that you can stick with that and get the best results. Sometimes it feels like if you change the direction, like right now I'm going down instead of pulling up, and it feels almost like I'm trying to do something left-handed, which is never a good thing when you're coloring. I think the thing that we all love about these OLO markers is just how smoothly the color goes onto your paper. And Lori will talk more about the kind of marker technology that allows for that you might not be used to with other marker brands. But the other great thing about OLO markers is that you can combine them with other marker brands. So we are, of course, not suggesting that you need to get rid of all of your other markers. You can combine these and kind of fill in the gaps with the color availabilities in some of the other marker collections that are out there, and use them both in combination. All right, we're getting there. I should also mention, I did mention this on Thursday, and I think I saw Charlie put a link up that we do have a chart on our website. It is a free download, and it matches up the Tailored Expressions cardstock collection with the OLO marker matches. So you can add that to your cart and check out. You don't have to have anything else in your cart. It is a $0 item, but you do need to add it to your cart and check out in order to be able to download it. And then that will give you all of the matches for the TE cardstock collection. And okay, so I'm going to come in then with the next color. We've got the YG 1.4, and this one is quite a bit darker, so you're going to see me be a little bit more light-handed, feathery with my flicking on these, especially in those little small leaf openings. I don't want to overwhelm the space with the dark color. So just very lightly. One of the other things that I often talk about when I show flicking is how, just like with anything else, practice makes perfect. So get yourself a piece of scratch paper and just practice kind of taking your marker nib, holding it to your cardstock, and then lifting up as you go. What else should I talk about? I should look up and see if anybody has any more questions. Where do you find the match Taylor just mentioned? Should be able to find that on the website. If you just search OLO match, I think it will come up. Or if you look here in the comments, I'm pretty sure that Charlie or Whitney are responding with that link of where to find it on the TE website. I know that's helpful for those of you that love to have everything matched for you. We've chosen the best match for the color, and if there was not a best match, you will just see it listed as none. That means that I wasn't comfortable saying this is a great match because it wasn't as good as I would have wanted it to be. So we'll just wait for additional colors to come out if they do, and we can continue to update that list in the future if a match becomes available for some colors. But for the most part, we were able to match our entire cardstock collection. I think there might be less than 10 colors that don't have a great match, and most of them are in the gray family, which I feel like is okay. We don't use a ton of grays and need to match them exactly like you would want to with the greens and all the other colors. We're getting there. So I did say this was a quicker method of coloring, but it does still take a little bit of time to get all the way around the outside. And depending on how kind of technical you want to be, you can go back and add additional blending with that same lighter color that you used at the beginning to kind of draw your flicking together with the initial color that you laid down. And I think I did that on, let me show you my original card here. I'm pretty sure I went back with the lighter color and kind of pulled those two together. So you can see here where you can really see those flick marks, and up here where I pulled the two colors together to make them a little bit more of a, not such a stark transition between the colors. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is the lighter color, and to do that, you would just kind of take right where those darker pieces end, you would start your flicking upward again, not going all the way to the edge because you still want to have that nice little wispy white at the end of your leaf to give it that character. And you don't even have to do all of the leaves. I might just do a couple here for the sake of time. I think it still looks nice even if you don't go back and blend these together. It still looks good. Almost here. Then this is the part I'm not looking forward to. Super detailed coloring on a live is hard for me, but this isn't too detailed, but I do want to color in these branches and do my best to not go outside the lines. So I'm going to use the O4.3, and I am going to get my head right down here next to the branch so that I can get that colored in, hopefully without going outside the lines. The farther my head is away from the paper, the harder it is for me to see where I'm going. Does that mean it's time for glasses? I think I've just convinced the world that it's time for me to get better glasses, so I don't have to get my head so close to the paper, right? This is the important part right here. Although a lot of this is covered up now that I'm noticing it. When we put that heart down, it will be covered. I did it! I didn't go outside the lines. Now we'll finish off down here. A little bit here. And one more here. Okay. Looks good. All right, now, as we know, in nature, typically skies are blue, and this scene would look a little bit more realistic with some blue around the outside edge. So we're gonna back out here again and go ahead and add that kind of shaded look. I know that this is my fault. I took Sprinkles ink somewhere, and I didn't bring it back. Okay, I found it. So I'm gonna use Sprinkles ink and my blender brush, and we're just gonna start kind of on the outside. I like to add a little bit to my glass board so that I'm dragging it from the glass board onto the outside edge of the cardstock. It's gonna be a little bit darker on the edges. I don't wanna get my green covered up, so that's why I chose a light color like the sprinkles. If you're using something darker like Cookie Monster, your leaves are gonna start taking on the color of the ink instead of the color that you already spent time coloring on the marker. Okay. Now we're gonna have a heart here in the middle, but I wanted a little bit of a shadow of blue. So we are going to grab a little bit of that ink. I'm gonna start in the center. This is right where that heart is going to cover. And so if I get some intense color here, it's okay, it's gonna cover it. So that's why I'm starting in the center and then slowly pulling that color out farther around to the outside. And I'm going to do that a couple times. I'm going to start in the center, and then I'm going to get a little bit bigger with my blending circles until I start to see that glow of color around the outside. Again, this big spot right here in the middle is going to get covered up by my heart, and then I'm going to get a nice shaded look around the outside. There you go. Julie asked, could you do the blue and then color the leaves with markers? You sure could. Either way, you're going to have blue covering your leaves, and I don't think it really is going to make a difference in the order that you go in, whether you have color changing. It's just how deep your blue is. So just keep it with a light color and you should be fine in either direction. Okay, then we are going to, let's do the birds next. Sound good? Let's pick out my two little birds. Have the mini Misty here, and I am going to emboss these birds because that is one of the ways that you can help yourself if you're newer to marker coloring. Having that barrier for the markers really gives you the ability to add a lot of blending without seeping outside the lines, gives you that barrier for your marker to kind of push up against. If you're not used to coloring more detailed images, it can help give you kind of it's like bumpers for bowling. So it just gives you that little bit of help that you need when you first start coloring. But it's also a great way to get that shine on your image, and also ensure that the ink that you're using doesn't really matter because you've embossed it and it will not bleed at all. So let's grab, what are the two birds? I use the two birds that have kind of the upturned beaks. So let's find those. We have this one and this one. And they happen to be facing in opposite directions, so they'll be perfect for my lovebird theme. I'm going to condition the cardstock with my powder tool. I'll be using VersaFine Clair ink, which is a pigment ink. That means it's going to stay wet a little bit longer so that I can add clear embossing powder over the top of this. I love doing black ink with clear embossing powder because you get that beautiful embossed black image without having the kind of the accidents that can happen from black embossing powder, which it can get those little speckles all over your paper. Of course, the powder tool helps that, but always it seems like when I use black embossing powder, I get at least one little speck somewhere. So this avoids that entirely because we've used clear embossing powder, and you're not going to see those little specks because they're clear. All right, let's heat that up then, and we will color and die cut these two birds. All right, we'll let those dry just a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and color these. I was going to go with green, one green and pink and one blue and green. So we'll start with this one, which is going to be the green and the pink. I'm starting with, this is the lighter of the two markers. I know that you can, actually I'm going to change gears here and start with the darker of the two markers, and I'm just going to pull that color in from the base here and add that towards the bottom of my bird, kind of thinking about where the shaded area would be. And then we'll come in with the lighter of the two greens and we'll kind of pull that color together and fill in the rest of the bird here. Using my bumpers around the edge to keep myself from going outside the lines. Okay, now we've got orange. Let's see, my orange is O1.3, and we'll do the beaks. And then I'll grab the pink for the wing and the tail. This is the lighter pink. This is my new favorite pink. I've been hoping for the perfect lollipop pink marker. And this is one that I feel like is also missing from the Copic marker collection. If you have those, I haven't been happy with finding myself a perfect lollipop color, and so I think this is going to be it. This one, actually the darker of the two, the RV 1.5, is a perfect match for lollipop. Lauren asks, do I have the handles on all of my OLOs and how do I store them? So I do have the handles on all of my OLOs, and we were going to talk about this a little bit on Thursday, but I can mention it today because there is a great storage option for these, and it's actually created by a crafter who does a lot of storage things using a 3D printer. And she has recently created this storage solution for me. So I was going to share more about that on Thursday, but I want to just give you a little sneak peek today. So if Whitney happens to hear this, I can show you guys how one of the ways that I store my OLO markers. So right now, when I'm in my craft room and I'm not going anywhere with my OLOs, I typically just put them in a kind of a shelf that sits on my desktop, and you just put the markers in and can take them out. But this solution that I'm going to share with you is something that's going to be great for traveling with your markers. Whitney's got it here.
I'm getting it.
Thank you. She's going to fill it all up for me so I can show it full. And it actually fits. Guess how many markers?
How many?
32.
Oh,
I know. So you could fit
perfect.
the whole 32 markers from the new set in this container. That actually combines a Tailored Expressions product with something created by Treasure is her name. If you've seen Treasure here on our lives, I know she participates in the group and has been here on the lives recently as well. But she and her husband have started this company with his love of creating products with a 3D printer and her love of crafting. And they have these available on her website called Blue Sparkle. And it's BLU and then Sparkle. Again, I was planning to show this on Thursday, so I'll have those links for you on Thursday's video. But for now, if you're looking, once you see this cool storage solution and you're looking, you can search for Blue Sparkle. And I know they make other things other than just OLO marker storage, but this was one in particular that I was really looking for my own kind of travel storage solution specifically for the OLOs with handles on them. We have the great Deborah bag that we just released a couple weeks ago or was that just last week? I don't even remember.
Time is flying.
It is.
The children are out of school and I have no idea what day it is.
Yeah, that's going to be life for a while now. What day is it? And all those things. Thank you, Whitney. Yes. All right, so pulling these two colors together here. I need to get one more darker version of this blue color, but you get the idea here. Okay, so this is, yeah, Lauren says, I like the idea of the handles, but then I will have 160 markers. That is true. But I do really like the handles. Another thing that people have been doing is instead of putting the handle on the end, they've been screwing a refill. So one end is your marker and the other end is a refill of the same color. So you have just the one marker end, and then when that marker runs out, you've got the refill on the other end that you can just flip around and change the nib, and then you've got a full marker barrel, but still only one color per marker. But here, I have that here, and I'll show you guys. I'll bring that into the screen now and show you the cool thing that they have come up with for storing these. So this uses the Tailored Expressions large case. If you guys remember, we released these cases. They are empty. Let's see if I can get all the way out here. So they come empty, and then if you wanted to store these OLOs, as you see here, you would buy the inserts separately from Treasure's Blue Sparkle website. So let me just open this up here, and you can see how cool this is. I think it's just so pleasing to have them all here. And then the coolest part is you just take this little teal piece and pull it up and you find it's a double layer insert. So you're actually storing 32 of the markers in this case. And this is specifically for the markers with the wand handles on them, but she also has case storage for the shorter markers as well. So if you don't put handles on yours and you're looking for other even travel options for storing and traveling with your OLOs, you can take a look over there. So isn't that super fun? Also, Whitney, I have some good news for the future. Linda says, this is what retirement is like. You always wonder what day it is. So I like that. Okay, so again, we'll talk more about that case on Thursday, but hopefully that gives you enough of a little teaser to get an idea of an option for the storage for your OLOs. Now, for these blues, I used B0.2 and BG0.4. So I know those are from different color families, but I did want that little bit of the lighter blue that kind of matches the sprinkles that I used in the background. And then I wanted to add in just a touch of the teal blue, which is where I got the BG, the blue-green, and finished off those two little birds. Now we can go ahead and die cut these. Gotta find the birds with the upturned beaks. Not too tough to do on those. And I'll bring in my die cut machine and we'll go ahead and cut these. Actually, before I do that, let's go ahead and we're gonna stamp the heart so we can die cut it at the same time. Then I don't have to bring in the die cut machine 2 times. I'm going to be using the wonky grid background for the heart. Valerie says, I'm retired and every day is Saturday. Congratulations. You earned that. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here and ink up so that I can get a tone on tone on this piece of pink cardstock. I'm inking up the background with Lollipop and stamping it onto Lollipop cardstock. And then this is what we'll cut our heart out of. You could use any number of background stamps. I just thought this one was kind of fun and it's something we released recently. So well, we're gonna go down one more time here, give it a little more pressure. There we go. Perfect. I have enough of that pattern now stamped that I can go ahead and die cut that out of the heart stacklets. So we'll start with these birds and get them taped into place. I didn't think I was going to go overtime today, but then we got to chitter-chattering about all the things, and of course coloring does take a little while. I know a lot of you say it's relaxing to watch someone else color, so hopefully that was fun today. And you'll get to do more of it on Thursday. Okay, so there's the 2 bird die cuts. We'll set those over on top of our paper here. And then I'm going to grab the heart stacklets, and we're using the 3rd largest heart, and I'll die cut that from the piece we just stamped with that wonky grid background. I love all of these retirement stories. Yolanda says, I'm retired, but now I work for my grandkids. That sounds kind of funny, or funny because it's true in my life as well. We have grandparents who now work for their grandkids too. It's like, can you take me here, and can you take me there, and can you buy me this? So, all right, we're gonna start by placing that heart down. And I'm just adhering that directly to the panel that we colored. And then we have our birds, and we'll put a little bit of foam adhesive on the back of the birds. So I'll grab I can do my foam fringing. I just use this roll of foam for everything these days, it seems like. You're gonna go right here. And then you are gonna go right here. Kind of touching noses. And then we went ahead and did these sentiments ahead of time. The mini strips, they are embossed and embossed with clear embossing powder. And I'm going to use the Congrats Lovebirds right down here at the bottom. And I'll pop that up as well. Get a strip going here. And there we go. And then I have a few little hearts that I want to put at the top. So I got a little far out here. Let's bring you a little bit closer in. And then I cut these out with the Little Bits Hearts die. And then I can place them kind of coming out the top here. I cut them from bubblegum and from lollipop cardstock. And then in addition to the die cut hearts, I have little clay hearts as well. So let's get those in place here. And then we have our little tiny clay hearts, which I think are so cute. And we'll put one on this side and one on this side. Just like that. I have my glue press, and I'll use the Embelly Jelly pick and place tool so I can pick it up with my right hand and use my left hand to add a little drop of glue and then just place it right back down there. Loving this. How quick and easy that was. This would make a fun anniversary card too. I think I mentioned it for wedding earlier, but anniversary would be great. And I know at this stage in my life, I make more anniversary cards than I do wedding cards, just because most of our friends have been married for a while now. Okay, so we're gonna take this and put it down now on a toffee card base. And then we'll call it good. Cute, cute. And this would be really cool if you did foil it as well. I did not foil it, but these cards are foilable, so those black lines could be whatever color or metallic you wanted them to be, if you wanted to add that extra bit of sparkle. So there you have it. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I'm gonna get back on here and do a few reminders and announcements again. I did want to let you know, if you have not gotten the email about this yet, it is double points for the next 2 days for our insiders, super fans, and Rainbow Royalty. So that's a little added incentive to place an order in the next couple days. Maybe bulk up on some supply items, consumables that you need while you get those double points back for your purchases. So that is happening today and tomorrow. And then, as I mentioned earlier in the live, in case you missed it, Lori Craig from OLO Marker and from the Tailored Expressions creative team will be here to talk about the new 32 OLO markers that just launched. And we will have more of those bundles back in stock by Thursday. We did sell out last week, but they are on the way to us, and as soon as they come in, we'll get them added to inventory. So go ahead and put your email in for restock notification if you didn't get those, the I Want It All New 32 already last week. So we are excited to have her and get to learn more about the OLOs and how these new colors fit into their color collection. So excited for that. And yeah, I think that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you on